Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Williams with Lux Life, my podcast that's coming to you. And we have two fantastic guests. One returning guest, Dave Rebro, as you may recall from our last podcast interview. And our special guest today, we are so happy to have Federico Torres from Milo Credit on, and he's going to go over with us exactly what Milo is and how it can affect your real estate transactions in your market. So, Federico.
Thank you for having me, Jennifer. It's an honor to be here. Nice to meet you as well, Dave. So a little bit of a background on Milo. Milo is a Miami-based fintech that's been in operation for about 3 years now. And Milo is a direct lender. We're a licensed lender here in the US. But we've been able to develop technology and manage ourselves as a fintech and specialize in issuing 30-year standard mortgage loans for foreign consumers looking to buy property in the US. And that's how Milo started. Milo was started by a founder who was an advisor at Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs. And he had these international clients that even if they had a $1, $2, $3, $5 million investment account here in the US, it was still a very hard and very complex process for these clients to receive mortgages in the US. And that money ended up coming out of the account, and the financial advisor would be her or whatever. So that's what brought out the idea of Milo. So we wanted to learn the loan system and the mortgage industry very well in the US. And just this past week at the North American Bitcoins conference, we had the incredible honor of presenting to the world the world's first crypto mortgage here in the US.
Oh my God, I have so many questions. I know Dave we have just so many questions. One thing I do want to make clear is that I am a licensed real estate agent, and Dave is definitely into tech. Neither one of us are financial advisors. Federico, that's your forte. So any questions that we have, please, as our audience, do not take them as financial advice. Contact Federico.
That's what started the idea of Milo, but now we work with real estate agents, we work with real estate brokers, we work with developers, we work with immigration lawyers, we work with tax consultancy firms. So we work on a really well B2B2C model where Milo partners with some kind of financial or real estate firm that has access to these clients, where Milo becomes the preferred lender. And that's more or less the model that I manage in the business development team. The financial advisors was, sorry for the confusion, it was a kind of prologue to the idea of Milo and the idea of financial inclusivity to clients that don't have access to traditional financing here in the US. And that way of thinking is exactly what we use to apply to the crypto community, where these consumers, these investors have probably millions, tens of millions of dollars in crypto, but don't qualify for a standard US mortgage. Even if they are a US citizen, even if they have a W-2, maybe what they qualify with a mortgage lender, a traditional bank, isn't reflective of their crypto wealth. And that's what we're trying to unlock at Milo.
Unbelievable. Dave, I know you have questions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's a great point, Federico. As Bitcoin and crypto has really become more popular, we'll just say it like that. A lot of that wealth is being stored in cryptos. And as you mentioned, in traditional banking, that's not considered wealth, right? And there was a gap out there of how can I use my crypto wealth to go ahead and purchase, physical assets like real estate. Traditionally, in the crypto world, there are loans that you can receive, right? So you can have loans based on your cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. But one thing that was missing is getting a longer duration loan, right? And specifically for mortgages. So that hasn't been out there. So if I am a crypto holder, right? And let's say I have maybe, I'm looking to purchase some property, maybe $500,000. And I've got crypto. What do I do? What's the process? Can you walk us through how Milo kind of walks us through or sets up that process for us to go ahead and purchase utilizing our crypto?
Correct. And just like you said, Dave, we've been able to structure a standard 30-year US mortgage, validating someone's crypto as a viable asset to lend against. So let's say you want, like you said, a $500,000 home, you would need to transfer me $500,000 in Bitcoin. At the moment when we launch, we're only accepting Bitcoin for the moment for popularity, stability reasons, whatever you want. The idea is, of course, to open it up. So you would transfer me that $500,000 in Bitcoin, which would go into a third-party safe custodian, which is insured, secured, and it would stay in that custodian for the remainder of the loan. So the loan finishes, either you sell the house, you pay off the loan. At the end of the 30 years, that crypto that you deposited with us goes back to you, and not in dollar amount, in crypto amount. So you give me 5 Bitcoins, I'd give you back those 5 Bitcoins, and whatever that Bitcoin appreciated, that's yours to keep.
Yeah, unbelievable. So really, you're taking something and your initial investment of, again, if you're, example of 5 Bitcoin in 30 years, can you imagine the rate of return?
No, of course. So this is a product for, like I mentioned before, one is people that don't qualify for a traditional mortgage, but two, and I think is the stronger selling point of this product, is a product for consumers that don't want to lose their crypto positions. This is a very, very valuable asset to me and a big part of this community. And selling the crypto, besides creating a big taxable event, you're losing out on your position and what these people believe in, which is really strong.
So then you get a mortgage. So say Dave is the buyer. I'm the real estate agent and I have a listing. Dave's the buyer. How does the seller get paid? Because you're doing the mortgage.
Correct.
How are we doing this?
So seller's getting paid just like any other mortgage loan. Since I'm a licensed lender, and the most complex part of this product was structuring it in a way that it functioned like any other mortgage. The seller gets paid in US dollars.
That was yep. Okay. Because there are people who will accept they will accept Bitcoin,
Correct.
so on and so forth. So you will convert it into US dollars and then the seller gets paid in US dollars.
But I'm not converting that crypto. I'm using my own funds, as I'm a direct lender, to pay the seller, just like any other mortgage. And I'm just keeping the crypto in the custodian as collateral for the loan.
Sure.
So then a very common question that comes up at this point is, what happens with the fluctuations?
Yes, absolutely. That's the real big thing. Because as you know, Federico, we just recently had a 50% drop. And that's not uncommon in cryptos, especially Bitcoin, right? So over the last 10, 11 years of Bitcoin, it's dropped 40% or more, maybe 10, 11 times, somewhere in there. So there's great fluctuation. And if you're going to have a loan that's 30 years, you have to play off of that. So yeah, explain to us, how do we counteract that?
Yeah, so the way that we've structured it, I can withstand an up to 70% drop in the value of your crypto. And of course, throughout that whole process, we'll be in communication with you, because at any point you can deposit more crypto to avoid reaching that margin call at 70%. But how the loan works on a yearly basis, once a year, we'll go in and we'll check the value of your crypto in relation to how it was the year prior, and we'll adjust the interest rate based on that. And that interest rate will lock for a year. So let's say your crypto's worth X. At 365 days later, we'll go in, we'll check again. Let's say crypto drop 10, 15, 20%. We'll either adjust your interest rate for that following year, or you can deposit more crypto to keep the rate the same. Let's say it's the opposite. Let's say at that 1 year point, your crypto went up 20, 25%. You could either start that next year with a lower interest rate, or you can withdraw whatever that crypto appreciated.
So like you're taking your equity out then of the,
Yeah.
So you're holding, then you would hold title to the house and then title to the Bitcoin as leverage of Bitcoin as well?
Correct. I have a first lien on the property and I have a lien on the crypto as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're the primary lender. Okay, title company, how are we closing this?
I have my title partners that is closing just like any other mortgage with the closing disclosures. You have to fill out a 1003 when you apply with us. It all works the same, except the financials are based on crypto and not your income, not your credit score, not your bank holdings. that's the problem that I've been able to solve.
I saw that when I was doing my research, again, Dave brought it to my attention. Thank you very much for doing that, Dave, because I always want something that's new and cutting edge and what, especially in the luxury and wealth market.
Mhm.
So we're looking at consumers with unique wealth, and wow. Again, I have so many more questions, but I can tell Dave's got a few too. So go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to come back to the taxes, just so everybody understands. Traditionally, when you were to transfer, let's say you have your digital wallet for cryptos, and you would make a purchase or your transfer out to somewhere else, these are taxable transactions if the price of Bitcoin is higher. So basically capital gains. At what point am I in jeopardy of paying taxes with this process? So people understand that.
So because you're being transferred to a custodian, a holding account, sort of an escrow, there's no taxable event with that Bitcoin transfer with us. There is, of course, the standard property taxes that you would pay like any other loan.
Sure.
But the main point to note is that crypto transfer is not a taxable event.
Because
You're
you
not
didn't, you
liable.
just transferred it. You didn't liquidate it, if you will.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course, you said liquidation. Of course, if there's a big drawdown in crypto and I don't have the funds to, put enough crypto back in or Bitcoin back in to bring that back up,
Yeah.
I would assume you're going to start to take away from that as a liquidation, and that would be taxable, right? If
Correct.
the price is
if you reach that point, which we don't want to reach that point.
Nobody wants that.
Well, of course. Yeah. That would be how that moves forward.
So this is opening up the U.S. market. I know that we continue to open up the U.S. market to global buyers. Again, I'm a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Global Luxury, and I have London calling. I have connections from all around the world. This is groundbreaking, and because you also say that according to my research, please correct me if I'm wrong at any point, because I don't want to misquote and I don't want to misrepresent your product. You can close in under 30 days.
Yes. So our closing times are between 4 and 6 weeks is what we've been seeing.
Wow.
What about appraisals? What about, again, I have so many questions.
The longest part of that process is the appraisal process. Because I'm sure you're aware, we order the appraisals just like any other lender, and there's not enough appraisers at the moment. The market's hot.
The market's hot, yes, everywhere. And luxury is
appraisals right now are taking about a week, maybe 10 days. And that's the longest part. But it's 4 weeks if the buyer has the necessary documentation at hand, but it's not going to be much because I'm not asking for proof of income, for credit scores, for bank statements. That really simplifies the whole process.
That really does.
The main bulk of the information is identity verification. And then, of course, all the property certifications and insurances. But in terms of with these crypto loans, in terms of income and financial, being able to qualify you financially is just based on your crypto holdings.
So I also noticed that, your origination costs and your interest rates. Let's talk about it, because I think a lot of our listeners will be curious about the comparison between your conventional mortgage, and because maybe we do have some listeners that hold both and could do a conventional mortgage, because I don't want to run down that this is only for someone who, a unique situation. Anybody can do this, correct? And your origination costs and your interest rates.
So if we talk about the crypto mortgages, our interest rates would be between 6 and 8% annual to start. Okay. But you have to take into account, one, the opportunity cost of not liquidating your crypto that goes into the higher interest rate. And then it's very safe to note that because I lend on a one-to-one basis, I can cover 100% of the transaction. There's no down payment on these loans, on these crypto loans.
Wow.
Again, I'm speechless. There's no down payment.
There's no down payment necessary because I'm double collateralized in a sense. I
Yes.
don't have to require a down payment on these loans. Hence, a bit of a higher interest rate, but
But the
for
higher interest rate though, because you don't have to liquidate, because conventional, let's speak in conventional terms here, because again, this is so groundbreaking. I could see this really running away. I mean, I could really see this really gaining ground and going somewhere. And trust me, towards the end, we are going to make sure that all of your contact information is out there too. So typically in today's market, unless you have a seller that's willing to accept any kind of cryptocurrency as payment to purchase. If you have, again, let's use Dave as the buyer, and he comes and he says, hey, I want to buy this listing. We go ahead and sell the listing. But if the property, the owner of the property, the seller does not accept crypto, he has to convert his crypto into US dollars, take a tax hit there.
Mhm.
And depreciation, because now he just sold his crypto.
correct.
So it makes sense that you have a higher interest rate. I just cut all that out.
Of course. And you take into account whatever that crypto might appreciate in the next 10, 15 years.
Exactly.
It's perfectly offset.
Yeah, Jennifer, keep in mind, I want to point this out. For crypto holders, on average for the last 10 years or so, it's been about 100% return on your Bitcoin. So if you're owning Bitcoin, other crypto is a little bit higher or lower, depending on what you have. But think about the appreciation over the years. Yes, you're going to have down years, and we've had down years with returns, but 100% or more on average.
Yeah.
So up to this point.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, like we said at the conference, this is a product by holders,
Yeah.
for holders of crypto. This is for people that want to keep it in the long run and really believe in what Bitcoin can offer. And I say Bitcoin because that's what we're launching with. The idea is to open it up to other cryptos and the ability to combine part conventional, part crypto. But for the moment, to keep it simple, is only Bitcoin and 1-to-1. So I need the same value of the property in Bitcoin.
Yeah, this is really groundbreaking. I mean, the space has been really looking for this. As far as crypto holders, our hands were tied on, going out, stepping out of the digital world and going into the physical world and buying real estate. It's been very difficult. And there's, as you mentioned, there's a lot of tax implications. There's other things that we have to deal with. But this really simplifies the process. Now, speaking of simple, so if I wanted to go and apply for a loan, so guide me, where do I go and how does that work?
So at the moment, we're not live with the crypto loans. So
Okay.
we're doing a soft launch in the next couple of months. We're about to finish our first crypto loan in the next couple of weeks. We just had the big announcement to build the excitement, to get the word out there. But the idea would work just like our conventional loans work at the moment. You would go to milocredit.com, go to the crypto loan tab, fill out several questions, either if you want to do a pre-approval or a new application. And those questions function as a 1003. 1003 goes through, we'll give you in a matter of minutes. So 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long the application can take, we'll give you an initial proposal, and then we'll go from there. But the part of the other fintech part of Milo is that the process can be 100% digital if you want for the mortgage. And this works for a US consumer and an international consumer, which is what that big strength came in. That's someone from Brazil, someone from Spain, someone from China can apply from their home country and close digitally on a standard 30-year mortgage in the US.
Without having to fly here.
Without having
Unless
to
they want to
right.
see the property in there, they don't want to, which good portion of the time we're doing these by FaceTime and Zoom anyway.
I lost a few personal properties from outside consumers without having to come to Miami to see the apartment. So yeah. I know the situation.
It is. I mean, it's definitely so we hear a lot in the news that crypto's a phase, crypto's going away, US, so on and so forth. There's no way. I mean, you've just taken the globe and in as far as the lending standpoint and streamlined it even beyond what we have had conventionally for how many years? All in one act.
Yeah, it's big. To give you a bit of context, I go back to the conference because that's what I have as a reference. It's been a week and 1 day since we announced this to the world, and we entered the conference with a sign up for a waiting list for the crypto loans, and in 2 days we racked up almost, I think, 5,500
Wow.
consumers that wanted to sign up for the crypto loans. So it's a lot of traction that this is taking, because like you say, this is something that people have been wanting, and it's something very useful to the current crypto community.
It's so useful because I don't have to convert a euro into the US dollar. There's no conversion. As long as I own crypto or purchase crypto, and then in the appreciation, Dave, to your point, I mean, in the last 10 years, it's appreciated 100%. Unbelievable. I think it's fabulous. I definitely want to make sure that we connect, we all connect after this, because it's something that I think is a great piece, a great tool for the tool belt, if you will.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's good. And it's good for people to have it out there.
Yeah. I was going to say, Jennifer, you made a great point. It really streamlines the whole process. Federico, you said that before. That's the beauty of blockchain and crypto environment. You can really simplify a lot of the process and a lot of the transactional things that happen in typical finance. And this is a great example of, this coming into play. We're going to be seeing more and more of this in different aspects of finances, but this is exciting. I mean, Jennifer, this is kind of game changing in a way.
This is exciting and game changing. I completely agree. I mean, Dave, thank you again so much I thought I had a lot of questions after our last conversation, and now I have even more. Unbelievable, which is good.
We're very excited. We're very excited too. We were very excited, but we had no idea the amount of hype and excitement that this would generate with the community, and we're incredibly happy to keep this going.
That would be, and then, because then I'm looking at, okay, so it's something that even as a real estate agent, because we work with so many different lenders. Yep. Of course, we have some that we have worked with more long-term than others, but this is something that, again, I can add to my tool belt when I'm sitting with the seller and going over a listing, or I'm sitting with a buyer and going over something, because sometimes on the seller end, we'll look at what a mortgage is going to look like, what you can expect. Again, luxury definitely has its nuances, and it does have some differences to it. We need some flyers. I need something to pitch this.
Yeah, of course. And to give you a little bit of numbers of what I work with, we start with a minimum loan amount of $150,000, and I can go up to 10, 12, $13 million properties. This is only for now. It'll be residential in the US, but I can do multifamilies up to 8 doors, which is great for investors. So that's to give you a little bit of a context of what we're working with here.
So are you doing, can we have first home, second home, third home, fourth home kind of thing, or are we only making primary residence?
No, I work even better with second homes and investment properties.
Wow.
I'm scared to overwhelm you too much, Jennifer.
I love it. I'm so excited. I love it. I think it's going to take that luxury market, the global market, and expand it so much. And it's going to enable people to expand their wealth as well, to really, it's good for you too. You're making money. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what we're all here for. Unbelievable. Dave, do you have any more questions while I'm noodling on all this?
No, this is fantastic, Federico. It's awesome that this opportunity is available to crypto and digital asset investors. Any inkling down the road get involved with NFTs, or is that just too complex at this time? Just curious about
It
that.
is a good point, and it is a part of the questions that we got when we launched is if we're going to launch our own coin, if we're going to tokenize these loans, if we're going to implement smart contracts. But for now, we're going to keep it simple.
Yeah.
We do standard loans. We're able to consider your crypto assets as a viable asset to lend against, and we'll keep it at that. Then, of course, there is possibilities to make my own wallet, to be my own custodian, to issue my own coin. That is in the pipeline. We have thought of it, but for now, we're going to stick to loans. And I think we have enough on our plate with that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's exciting. And the potential's there really to expand, but I understand that this is so groundbreaking. Get this part right. And the demand's there. Let's service this demand and move forward. So yeah, excellent. That's awesome.
Clearly the demand is there. I mean, then of course I'm going to go into the, okay, so we're looking at the lending standpoint, okay, we can now go for a mortgage on that. Now we need to get it out to the real estate community, which you're doing that now. The only thing I could see next even is partnering up in some fashion with a large real estate brokerage firm.
Correct. I'd love the opportunity if there's real estate brokers listening, if there's mortgage brokers listening. I know there's one hosting, but anyone that's interested either servicing international clients or servicing the crypto community, we here at Milo would love to partner, would love to hear about your situation, and more than anything, we're here to help, and we're here to provide a service to a underserviced clientele.
Definitely an underserviced clientele. And I'm going to make sure. So Dave, do you have any more questions? Because I do want to, as this evolves, make sure that we all regroup and see how this is going and keep getting the word out. Because again, this is something that is affecting and so groundbreaking. You are 100% correct on to an underserved market. They're really, I mean, you're the first I heard of it, and I heard of it from Dave a week ago, probably right about when you announced.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Jennifer, it hit the Twitterverse like as soon as it was announced. It was all over. I mean, all the big crypto heads out on Twitter, it was tweeted out over and over again. That's where I saw it, and I explored into it and saw the potential of what this could do for this space. So I was like, wow. As soon as I saw it, I just went, wow. Just that opportunity. This is the first of this. And it's exciting because it's going to open up the door for many things to come, as you were talking about, Federico. And I don't have any more questions. I'm just excited to watch how this is going to unfold. And can't wait to see you guys. Yeah, can't wait to see you guys just open the door and make this happen.
I mean, 5,500 applications, that's unbelievable. And then if it can be expanded into, and again, I want to have a conversation after we're done recording about this, how to expand or how we can all get involved, because I think from a real estate standpoint, obviously that's why we're here. Unbelievable. So Federico, if you could please give our listeners contact, your phone number, website, who do they get a hold of? How do they go about this process?
So everyone can go to our website right now at www.milocredit.com. You can access there. You can see all of our traditional mortgage products for domestic and international clients, and you can explore the crypto aspect and what we're coming out with. You can sign up for the waiting list as well. Feel free to join our Discord. We have a Discord server if you guys want to engage in conversation with our team members. Ask questions about the product. You can request features. You can learn more about Milo. You can explore our career page. There's a lot to do on the crypto side. And then you can reach me at my email, which is my first name, Federico@milocredit.com. And feel free to reach out and we can connect through there.
And I will make sure that all of the contact information, the link to your website and email is also in the description. So as it goes out to everyone in the universe of Lux Life, that they also have that as well. Unbelievable. I stick around once we close. I want to have a further conversation with you. And unbelievable. So excited. So thank you to both of you for coming on, because this has definitely been once again an informative podcast. And anybody wants to dive into this, please get a hold of Milo and Milo Credit and take a look. This is Jennifer Williams, closing out with Lux Life, Coldwell Banker, Gold Coast, 708-710-9266, at Jennifer Williams Broker on Instagram and Twitter. And be sure to stay tuned, whether it's on Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, Apple Music, or watch us on YouTube. Thanks a lot and have a great day.